Well, okay, so 3:21. So chapter 3, anyone knows the name of the chapter?
Karma Yoga.
Karma Yoga, exactly. I'll explain what that is in a little while. And Hare Krishna, start somewhere on the Facebook. That's Facebook. That's Facebook. This is YouTube. Hare Krishna everywhere. And everyone who is here in the temple room. So I'll recite the verse. Yad yad achara shrishtas tattad evetaro janam sajat. I can't see, anyways. Sajat. Thank you. So that's the verse in Sanskrit, and it goes like this: whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standard he sets by exemplary act, all the world. So that's Krishna speaking, and then His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is the founder of Shari of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So Prabhupada is explaining this verse in the purport, and he says, people in general always who can teach the public practical behavior. A leader cannot reach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Lord Chaitanya said that a teacher should behave properly before he begins teaching. One who teaches in that way is called acharya, or the ideal teacher. Therefore, a teacher must follow the principles of Shastra, scripture, to teach the common men. The teacher cannot manufacture rules against the principles of revealed scriptures. The revealed scriptures, like Mangalavati and the similar others, are considered the standard books to be followed by human society. Thus, the leader's teaching should be based on the principles of such standard shastras. One who desires to improve himself must follow the standard rules, as they are practical by the great teachers, as they are practiced by the great teachers. The Srimad Bhagavatam also affirms that one should follow in the footsteps of great devotees, and that is the way of progress on the path of spiritual realization. The king, or the, what does it say? Executive head of a state, the father and the school teachers are all considered to be the natural leaders of the innocent people in general. All such natural leaders have a great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with standard books of moral and principle codes. Om Ajnanatirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuramitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in the Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna is saying, whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So this is Karma Yoga, Bhagavad-Gita. Bhagavad-Gita is spoken by Lord Sri Krishna on the battle of Kurukshetra. So are everyone familiar with Bhagavad-Gita here? everyone read. How many has read the Bhagavad-Gita? Please raise your hand just to see my. Okay, you, yes, no, half. Okay. So third chapter is called Karma Yoga. First chapter is only about. It's just like setting the scene. First chapter, and it's about overcoming sentimentality. The first chapter, or wrong understanding of the scriptures, or like that. So Arjuna didn't want to go to the war, and he is very expert in the scriptures, and he is arguing based on the scriptures, but his attitude, his point of attitude is wrong. So therefore Lord Krishna is in the second chapter telling him that you are wrong because you're actually not this body, you're a spirit soul. So then he dedicates a big part of the second chapter to that. And he summarizes the whole Bhagavad-Gita in the second chapter. So now in the third chapter, he starts, one could say in one sense for the yogis or the transcendentalists, this is the lowest platform. But there are two platforms before coming to Karma Yoga. So one platform is called Vikarma. And does anyone know what Vikarma means here? The person who performs Vikarma is called Vikarmi. So that means a person who does not follow the scriptures. So that's a Vikarmi. In other words, he's committing sinful activities, and thus he's getting, as a result, his life is very complicated, and there is a lot of stress and a lot of suffering. So that is Vikarma, the platform of Vikarma, and then Karma, platform of Karma is, and a person who is performing Karma is called Karmi. What do you think is a Karmi?
Somebody who works for the results of their actions, not a material platform.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone who is working for the result. But he is also following the scripture. He follows the rules of the scripture, so that's why he is getting good results. I mean, that's the whole Karma Kanda is for that. So you get good results, so you can go to the heavenly planets and, next life and be very happy and prosperous and enjoy sense gratification, which may be 100,000 times more than a king on Earth planet. So it's quite a good deal, one lifetime, doing some austerities and sacrifices, and then you go to heaven next lifetime. And then we have Karma Yoga. So what has changed now? Karma Yoga. Karma means work, but then you have added the word yoga.
You do work in connection to Krishna.
Yeah, exactly. So yoga means you connect. So connecting what to whom. So that's exactly, you connect your work or the result of your work, you connect it with Lord Krishna. So that's Karma Yoga, but that is the lowest platform of a transcendentalist. It's the lowest platform of the yogi. So, and then after that comes Jnana Yoga and then Bhakti Yoga. So in one sense, one can say they're all the same, because they're all serving Krishna. The Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Bhakti Yogi, they're all serving Krishna. But the difference between them is how much one wants for oneself sense gratification. So Karma Yoga, this chapter, Krishna is helping us to understand. He's helping us in different ways, because Krishna is like that. His plan is not only one. When he acts, then he's acting in many different subtle levels for us, and then he's teaching us many different subtle things. So in this chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, he's teaching us how we as materialistic devotees, so Karma Yogi, one can say this is a materialistic devotee. He has material desires, and he wants the result, he wants to enjoy the senses on the material platform. but he's also interested in connecting with Krishna. So we have to overcome this desire, the fruitive mentality. The fruitive mentality. This is what we overcome by studying karma yoga, this chapter. So the fruitive mentality is that mentality which has put us in the material world in the first place. So this chapter is actually very important to understand that, you know, if we have a fruitive mentality, we don't link the result of our work. Let's say you go to work and you get a salary. Your salary is a result of your work. So if you don't link that, your salary, if you don't engage it in Krishna's service, you can engage it in many different ways. It's not only about giving a donation here. Of course, it's wonderful to give donation to the temple, or you can give donation to the guru. You can, how do you say, invest money in different ISKCON projects and so on. But you can also, you have to have your own flat, and there you have your altar or your deities, and you offer the food to Krishna before eating. So all these are called sacrifices. So karma yoga is about sacrifice, and sacrifice means the benefit that you. Sacrifice means you act for the benefit of someone else. So that is karma yoga. You do something for someone else, not for yourself. You don't want anything back for it. Or maybe you want something, but so this is the thing, it's mixed. You want a little bit for yourself, but you also want something, you know, you want to make a sacrifice for Krishna. So Krishna is explaining, before all these verses, he's explaining that this is how he created the universe. You have the human beings, you have the demigods, and then you have the Supreme Lord, and there is a cooperation between those. Yeah, through the sacrifice. So he says, whoever make the sacrifice to the demigods, then demigods will supply to them, and like that people will prosper, they will fulfill the material desires, and they will go back to Godhead when they die. So they will live a happy life now on earth, and then when they go back to Godhead, they also live a happy life. So at one point, when you start with karma kanda, so karma kanda means that you are actually serving the demigods. So when you start there, eventually you will bump into a Vaishnava, because who is going to do all the sacrifices for you? The Brahmana. The Brahmana is generally a Vaishnava. So he will tell you about Vishnu. Oh, is there someone who is higher than this demigod I'm worshiping? Yes, Lord Vishnu. Oh, very interesting. Tell me more. So like that, then from karma kandi, you become a karma yogi. Okay, I start worshiping Vishnu directly then. So then you start doing that, but you still have material desires in your heart. So then when those material desires, you get the facilities and you offer back to Krishna. So this is a circle of yajna. You get something, you give back to Krishna, he gives back, you give back, like that. So you never stop that circle. If you stop that circle, then you become a criminal in Krishna's eye, because you took it to yourself, you didn't give it back. So that's criminal. So criminal means now you're bound by karma. Now you have to take birth again. But if you never stop that circle, giving back, offering back the sacrifice to Krishna, and then, I mean, for devotees, it means we're chanting our japa, that's sacrifice. We are offering the food, that's a sacrifice. We are reading the scriptures, that's also a sacrifice. So for us, it means all those things. And then eventually, when your heart has become enough purified, because it will become purified. So this is the thing, that we have material desires, but what is stronger? Devotion or service. To serve Krishna, that is stronger than our own material desires. So at one point, our heart has become more pure. So then we have come to the level of nishkama karma yoga. So from sakama, all desires, we do our our sacrifices, and then we come to the nishkama. No more material desires. Now I only want to serve Krishna. So generally, the karma yogi is grihastha, because when you are vanaprastha sannyas, you have already reached the jnana or the bhakti yoga. So grihasthas are those young people. They are idealistic. They are like running out in the world, and they want to have some, wonderful house and the family and the kids and the great job and the great money and the bank balance, all those things. So generally that karma yoga is the grihastha. So then, but during those 25 years, when one is supposed to be grihastha, like brahmachari is from 0 to 25 years brahmachari, and then from, this is the ideal if we are born in the Vedic society. And then from 25 to 50 years, you're a grihastha. So up to the point when you are 50 years, then you already should have reached this nishkama karma yoga. That now I don't want any more of this result for me. Like it's not, it doesn't give me taste anymore to be selfish. Like just keeping it all to myself. I want to, now I want to be, give to others also. From the heart to Krishna. Before, maybe it was just a ritual. It was not from the heart. So, and then when it comes to the level of jnana, and then level of bhakti. So the difference between karma yoga, jnana yoga, and bhakti yoga is that there is the differences in realization, how much you have realized that things belong to Krishna, and how much, so it's just knowledge, how much knowledge you have. Then that's one difference. And then, of course, bhakti yoga means that now you do everything, you do it because you want to please Krishna. So first you start that you want to please yourself. That's why you have heard it's good for you to offer food, because all the karma goes away when you eat prasadam. All the sinful reactions from previous life just disappear. So like you start somewhere. So everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts in karma yoga. So, and then slowly we get purified up to the level of bhakti. And then sacrifice means actually also that Krishna is training us in doing sacrifice. And that training is actually a training in love. It starts because sacrifice means that you do it for someone else. So those are the first steps of cultivating real love, like selfless love. So you do it more and more and more, and then you will develop this love for Krishna. So that's why it ends in bhakti. And then that's spontaneous. That will be spontaneous. I want to serve Krishna. I can't wait until I can wake up from Mangalavati and sing all the songs and chant my japa and like that. So it can take a long time to reach that platform. But eventually one will reach, and so it's just like, outwardly you will not see like who is in the level of bhakti, dhyana, and karma. They're all doing the same thing. Everyone's going to their work or doing, their occupational duties according to the ashram or to the varna. So outwardly you will not see, because the difference is in the consciousness. That's where the difference is. Because Krishna, before saying this verse that I have to act, Krishna also says to him, he has to act. Now I don't have a clock. What time should I? 5 minutes more. Okay. So, so Krishna says, I also have to act, but even if you're not like interested anymore, like I don't want this, salary. I don't want to go to this work, and then and then Krishna says, yes, but you have to be an example to others. So then you have become a preacher. You have actually become a preacher. So you do your work very nicely. So everyone at the work will say, oh, you're really good. You're really devoted to your work. Actually, you're devoted to Krishna. So you do your job very nicely, and then Krishna is satisfied, and then everyone else are also very satisfied. with your job. And then also you're not interested in the fruit anymore, but you have to act, like Krishna says, to not disrupt the minds of the people, and to be an example to the people, because you have become a preacher. So then you also have to go to work and continue a little bit more until you retire. And then Krishna is saying here that he also has to act, because if he doesn't follow the Vedas, nobody else will follow the Vedas. So even if he is the owner of all the universes and all the planets, in the spiritual world and the material world, he has to act. He has to follow the Varnashrama Dharma. Otherwise, all the worlds go down and sink to hell. So that's Krishna is the first preacher. He's the first guru, and then devotees follow that. So this is what this verse is about, and also very importantly, also to be an acharya. A teacher. He was mentioning the school teacher, the father, and the guru. In that, this is another type of leadership. Leadership in this Scandinavian society, it means you say one thing, you do another thing. You tell people to stop smoking, and then you're with a cigarette in your hand. You should actually stop smoking. How effective will that be? How much respect will you get from the people? Nothing. So this is like a gross example, but then we have all these other subtle examples also. Like people are learn to be very sophisticated in their cheating. So, but devotees can see through all these things. So that's also very important that we try as best as we can to be a good example to others, because then there will be some power behind the words. So like I'm a school teacher in a gymnasium in Sweden, and then always somebody is asking, "Do you smoke?" I said, "No, I don't. Are you crazy?" And, "Well, do you drink alcohol?" "No, I don't." "Have you tested drugs?" "No, never in my life." So this for them this is great for them, that someone is like showing them the way. You can actually live a life without all this intoxication. So then that opens a path in their mind, a possibility to have another kind of lifestyle, which they may not know. They may know. I mean, most of them are Muslims, so this is very much in their head because they're young in the Scandinavian society and they can't do intoxication if they want to be a good Muslim. So then for them, it's like, oh, here's someone who actually found the way out, who could actually do that. So these things are very important. Then, hopefully they will respect you and not always show so much respect. But yeah, so this is and also the husband to the wife has to be the leader. If he's humble, the wife will be humble. If he's aggressive and commanding and whatever, the wife will also be aggressive and commanding. So this kind of leadership is important. Wherever you are a leader, whatever you want people to do, whatever attitude you want them to have, you have to start with that. Then everyone will follow. If you're materialistic, people will follow, will be materialistic. If you are very spiritual and very sincere in Krishna consciousness, people will be also, very sincere, very happy, and very enthusiastic about Krishna consciousness. So whoever is a leader has to start there. What do you want from your followers? Okay, I want them to be Krishna conscious and humble and enthusiastic. Okay, you have to start there. Then you have to be that, and then everyone else will follow. So that's how it works. And that's why Krishna is the first preacher he's showing here. If he doesn't, then nobody will do. So this is a little bit about karma yoga, and very, very interesting chapter actually. Extremely interesting. If we very very deep go very deeply into this chapter, we will discover many interesting points. Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can. I have actually given many more such lectures about karma yoga on Facebook for ISKCON Malmö, and every Wednesday I'm giving. So you're welcome to come and listen and ask questions and like that. So I don't know if anyone has any comment or question here and now. on the theme of Karma Yoga? Yes, please.
Is there any examples of how you can use any different gunas in doing your karma yoga? Is there different kind of
Yes.
practices?
Yeah, the Varna is in the different gunas. Like if you're Shudra, then it's more like the Tamaguna. If you're Vaishya, it's a mixture between Tamaguna and Rajaguna. If you're Kshatriya, then it's Rajaguna and mixed with the mode of goodness. And if you're Brahmana, you're working on the level of the mode of goodness. So it is mixed. So, but that's only the Grihastas. So only Grihastas are working on those, having occupation. So, but the devotees in the ashram, all of them are Brahminical. Everything they're doing is Brahminical, like chanting japa, studying the scriptures, and doing deity worship. So in the ashram at home, everybody is Brahminical, but in their work, then they're working according to different gunas. But you can transcend that. That's what I said. So yoga, if you offer it to Krishna, then it can turn into like indirect devotional service. Okay. You had a question, please. 1 minute answer. No?
Yeah, thank you for the lecture. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Can we say that you're in a sense implying that Krishna himself is in kind of golden chains of having to do the perfect thing always because the consequences of not doing that would be disastrous?
Yeah, well, in one sense you can, but he's also like showing that he is God. He lifts the Govardhan hill with his left pinky. Nobody can do that, When he's Grihasta, he's like a super Grihasta. He marries 16,108 wives, and he gives all of them 1 palace and 10 kids. And then he's donating a few million cows every day to the Brahmanas. So in that sense, with his wonderful sense of humor, he's showing that I am not, but I'm doing it for the conditioned souls. So he's always like, that's what it means to be absolute. There are no, within him, there is a perfect balance between the dualities. So this is Krishna. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All the devotees of Helsinki Temple ki jai.
Mangalavati Citra Mataji ki jai.